Yo, 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 it is your boy Rainbow Raptor coming at you with some Battlefield 1 footage. I'm actually doing something that I've never done here on YouTube before, and that's a review slash first impression video for the Battlefield 1 beta because I really feel like it hasn't gotten a whole lot of fair reviews from most people. So, with that being said, let's jump into it, guys.
Make the ground shake.
Alright guys, so no better place to start than with this clip right here, because this was actually the first time that I ever dropped into a map on this Battlefield 1 beta. I dropped in with one of my friends, the Coco Puff, actually BXA Harambe now. But this shit happens right here the first time I ever spawn in, and it was absolutely fucking terrifying watching this, because I play extremely close to my screen, and this plane just came up and just slammed right into us. And that's one of the many things that I loved about this beta, was you have those amazing cinematic moments, just like Battlefield, that are completely unscripted, and they can just happen at any moment in time, and it's just something that is so special about this beta, and it really does have that true kind of Battlefield feel to it. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some of the stuff. Let's start off with the vehicles. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Cavalry, because that's the newest addition to Battlefield, is being able to get on horseback. And when you're on horseback, you have a rifle. It's a lever action that does a shit ton of damage. If you get a headshot, it's a one-shot kill. If not, it's two shots. It's really, really good if you can hit people with it. And then the place where that really shines, though, is if you pull out your sword and you just start fucking cutting people down when you're running alongside them. And it is the funniest and most satisfying thing to do in this beta, if you can just cut somebody down while on horseback. After that, I guess let's move on to tanks. Thing with tanks, they are really, really fun when you're in the tanks. They are really, really not fun if you're not in a tank. So the thing with the tanks in this game, a lot of people complain about them being overpowered. I don't think they're overpowered. I just don't think there's really tools, or not even tools. There's not enough tools that they give you in this beta to combat a tank unless you are yourself in a tank. The medic class, you have absolutely nothing to take down a tank. The support class, you don't really have anything. You have a fucking tripwire, which doesn't do anything. If you were the sniper class, you have anti-tank rounds, but they only do about 5 damage per shot to a tank. A heavy tank, and you actually only get like 2 or 3 shots out of that, so it's not a feasible way to take it down. The only class that can really take them down is the assault class. But that being said, most tank battles happen out in the middle of a field, not in these tight corridors where all these buildings are, where I'm at right now, sniping people. They happen out in the open, so if you're going to just charge at a tank with your anti-tank grenades and dynamite charges or whatever, it's a death wish. You're going to get mowed down while trying to do it, unless you just rush in with your whole squad of teammates and maybe even another squad to try to take down a tank. Then it might happen, but I mean, it's just not a feasible thing to do. I found myself in this beta just avoiding tanks if I'm not in it. I stayed in buildings and running around in the town section of the map where the tanks didn't really go too often, just because it was really, really hard to kill them and really, really hard to stay away from them. I don't think they do too much damage or anything like that, so let's, that being said, I guess I'll move on to the aircraft in this game, which, the biggest treat with the aircraft for me is the fact that they are easy to fly. The jets in Battlefield 4, as we all know, are a pain in the ass, and you have to sit there and practice with them to get good at them, and still then, if you run into a fucking power line with them, you're going to just explode. The jets in Battlefield 4, I hated them. I didn't think they were fun. I just never used them. In Battlefield 1, they simplified the controls. It's literally just like your 2 joysticks, and that's it. And very simple to fly. It's like kind of like flying a plane in Grand Theft Auto. It's just very, very simple and very, very smooth and very, very easy to get used to. That being said, the planes don't do really any kind of damage unless you're fighting other planes. So if you're going to get into a plane as one of the attack planes, expect to just kind of be doing dogfights in the air. Don't really expect to be doing much else with that. Other than that, though, we have a new addition with the aircraft, and it's actually the bombers. It's just a really big plane that, you guessed it, it drops bombs on people. They have a bomb that is made for vehicles, and then they have one that's made for infantry, and it's really fun. That was actually my favorite thing to do, because I'm terrible at shooting while flying, so I had a really, really good time just bombing the shit out of everybody, because, go Merca, and, but it was a lot of fun. I guess after vehicles, we should probably move on to the classes. So I probably played the scout class the most because I love sniping, and getting those long ass headshots is just so satisfying. But the thing about it In this game, it is a little bit more difficult, it seems like, but once you get the hang of it, it's really, really fun. The scout class is a load of fun. The support class, I hate support in Battlefield with a passion. I've never liked playing it in any other Battlefield game except for this one. The guns that they give you aren't a joke. These LMGs are not just super inaccurate where you have to burst fire it. Like it's a lot of fun to play support in this class and actually give your teammates ammo. And it has a new kind of rewarding sense to play the support class that previous installations of Battlefield just didn't really give me. Um, After that you have the medic class, which in my opinion has the best guns in the game. They have semi-automatic rifles, and those things will demolish anybody that you point it at. Those things, I think as far as guns go, they kill people quicker than anything else except a headshot with a sniper. They are awesome. Moving on to the assault class, I'll be honest with you, normally my favorite class to play. In this beta, it is my least favorite to play, and it's not because of the tools that they give you, it's because of the guns. They're submachine guns, they're very inaccurate, they don't do a lot of damage. I mean, you're better off hip firing it everywhere you go, because if you aim down the sights, you're not going to hit a damn thing with it. So me personally didn't enjoy playing Assault that much. I found myself sniping most of the time or trying to get into a vehicle and then occasionally running medic and support, but I very rarely used the Assault class other than the first few games that I played on here, just because it wasn't really all that, I don't know, it just wasn't that fun, and it's really hard to take out tanks, especially if you're by yourself, because you can unlock a rocket, but it takes a little while to do that, so I didn't really enjoy that very much. One thing that I'm not even going to talk about in this game is graphics, because I think it looks fine. A lot of reviewers have said, bash the shit out of this beta because of graphics, but there's a key word there that a lot of people seem to be missing, and it's beta. The game runs smooth, the gameplay is a hell of a lot of fun. Who gives a shit about the graphics at this point in time? Because it's not the final build for the game. I mean, they have until, the end of October to work on this. If you're not happy with the graphics, I'm sure it's going to improve. At least we're not falling through the map every 5 seconds like we were in the Battlefield 4 beta. So in my opinion, DICE and EA have really kind of stepped up with this title. And another thing, server stability. That's one thing I will be talking about, because historically with Battlefield, server stability has been a huge, huge issue. And with this game, the only issue that they had was on, for me, the second day that the beta was out for me, because I had early access. And it wasn't anything that EA did or that the servers were overloaded. It was because they got DDoSed by some pussy hacker group with nobody even gives a shit about. So we're not even going to talk about that anymore, because they just like to be talked about. So the servers, in my opinion, were great. There was very little lag. I mean, every now and then I noticed some frame rate issues, but it was nothing major. The aesthetic is honestly the most impressive thing with this game for me, because you really feel like you're in World War I. The graphics are there. They did this game right. It's dark. It's gloomy. It's crowded. Oh my god, I can't talk tonight. It is cloudy. Your guys scream when you're charging in to impale somebody with the bayonet. I mean, you really get this kind of sense of hopelessness and just this really big sense of all-out war when you're playing this, because it's awesome. Especially when the sandstorm comes in on this map, it just gives a whole new kind of feel to the game, because it really tones down vehicles, because you can't see a thing if you're in a vehicle when that sandstorm comes in. And it is a hell of a lot of fun to play this game, guys. But yeah, I mean, I guess this brings me to kind of my final verdict on it. And normally in a review video, people will tell you, should you buy this game or should you not buy this game? Well, I honestly think you should leave that up to yourself. I'm not going to tell you. But that being said, Mama always said, don't say no to nothing that's free. This beta is 100% free. I'm not 100% sure how much longer it's going to be going on. But do yourself a favor, go download this and play it. It's only 6 gigabytes, so if you have a data cap, that's not even a big issue, because it's 6 gigs. Go download it and give it a shot, guys. But I think that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, it's my first review / first impression video that I've ever done here on YouTube, so I plan on doing a lot more. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and if you made it to the end of this video that's almost 9 minutes long, you're a real trooper, because I can't even put up with my annoying-ass voice for that long. But with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful fucking day, and as always, stay awesome.